Hey AP Literature. Man, after 2020, I really didn't think I was going to need to do any more of these, but here we are. So hopefully this week goes smoothly, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see some of your faces on Thursday. So right now we're going to give just a quick kind of reintroduction to annotation. I'm sure we've all annotated before, but I just want to make some of my expectations clear so that we can really get the best understanding of the text. Now, when I grade your annotations, especially right now, I'm not looking for advanced inferences or box checking. Like, did you make 15 annotations? Did you use 3 different sentence steps? None of that. I just want to make sure that you're putting a little bit of thought and interaction into the text, right? Because annotation is having a conversation with a text. And so I've posted on the Google Classroom sort of an annotation guide. It's called the TQE. It stands for thoughts, questions, and epiphanies, which hopefully we're having some of all of them while we're reading, right? Thoughts, questions, and epiphanies. So it's basically asking, what do you notice? What did you come to understand? What did you realize? Now, one thing is I want you to realize the agency of the author in your annotations. So good annotations are going to use the author's name, not all of them, but a lot of them. So for example, it's not going to be, if you're reading Of Mice and Men, why did George do that? Well, George doesn't exist. He's a character. So a good annotation question would be, why did Steinbeck have George do that? And so, again, it's kind of two sides of the same coin. Right now, we're not exactly looking into the character's psychological state. We're not thinking, okay, what was going on in George's mind that he made that choice? We're thinking, what is Steinbeck trying to communicate by having George make that choice, right? At least for right now. There's other times when we will definitely go into the character's motivations, but that is not this time. The other thing that the TQE document has is it has sentence stems and it has reader response questions to help guide your annotation, because I know sometimes we look at a story and we go, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, right? So there's reminders of reader response questions. What did you like or dislike? What surprised you? Is there imagery? Did it interest you? What do you think will happen? Things like that. What symbols or illusions did you find? And then it also gives you sentence stem starter ideas for deeper thinking. So why would the author XYZ? If blank were there when blank occurred, what would that change? What theme does the author create by making this choice? Or how does the author change the theme by making this choice? Yeah. Who or what is blank meant to represent, right? All sorts of things. Allegory, illusion, changes themes, symbols, elements, all sorts of things. So I really just kind of want you to dive in and see what you come up with as you're reading the story of an hour. Now, there are 2 options for your annotations. One, you can print out the story and annotate with paper and pencil, highlighters, however you want. Your second option is web-based. I posted a Google Doc version of A Story of an Hour in there for you. Now, the things that I am interested in having you annotate for, there's 4 of them. Character, setting, plot structure, and narrator. So what are we thinking about Mrs. Mallard as a character? What are her strengths, weaknesses, traits? What agency does she have within the story? What role does she play within the story? Things like that. We're looking at setting. What role does the setting play in your mind? What role does the setting play in the story? Why did the author choose to set the story there? Things like that. Plot structure. Literally, what is the structure of the plot? What's going on? How does that impact your reading? And then narrator. Who's talking? Is it first person, second person, third person, limited, omniscient? What's going on? Why was that choice made? And how does that impact your reading? And the narrator comes a little bit based off of our perspectives, thoughts that we've been having earlier this week with separating and with other things too. Okay? Now, after you've kind of read through and annotated it, I don't want you to drive yourselves crazy, because this is our first time really sitting here and interacting with an AP with a short story at an AP level, right? And so don't drive yourself nuts. Just read through it, mark down your thoughts, and then after you've annotated either pencil and paper or on the Google Doc, You have 3 videos assigned on AP Classroom. So if you're not on AP Classroom, please join. Technically, I think I accidentally hit the wrong button and assigned you 4, but I only want you to watch 3 because we're going to watch the 4th one later when we read A Rose for Emily so that we can compare and contrast the plot structure of the stories. So I only want you to watch video 1.A on character, video 2.A on setting, and video 4.B on narration. They're all short. They're all 7 minutes or less, so it shouldn't take you more than about, I think, 20 minutes to get through all of them. And then jot down additional things that you think of or things that the video helped reveal to you. And that'll help give you an idea of where we're eventually working towards with the level of your annotations. Now, as you're annotating, I recommend sorting your annotations under those 4 categories with the character, setting, plot structure, and narrator. You can use different colors to highlight them. It suggests you do so on the Google Doc, but of course if you're doing pencil and paper and you only have one highlighter, maybe you can figure out your own system for dividing it up. But those are the things that we're going to focus on within this story. And so I hope that this has been a little helpful. I hope the sentence stems and the TQE document helps give you kind of a starting place for your annotations so you don't feel as lost. I think that you should probably have, over the course of a story of an hour, try and have 8 to 10 annotations, 8 to 10 comments or questions, and maybe they're all about character, or maybe they're not about character, but just try and hit all 4 categories if you can, and I would say over the course of the story, try and have 8 to 10 thoughts, comments, something, before you go watch the AP Classroom videos, all right? So please email me if you have any questions, or come to the Zoom office hours that I'm going to be posting. But I can't wait to actually see you guys in person, and I hope this was helpful. All right, have a good one and good luck.